Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about two things. Modern dating and mythology. What do the two have to do with each other, you ask? Well, just you wait and see. Modern dating sucks. Especially after a certain age when your pool of potential partners has shrunk to next to nothing and you just start to wonder, where did everyone go? Of course, you can always try online dating, which seems like it would be a really good idea until you do try it and you find out soon enough that it's really just a not-so-merry-go-round of endless window shopping, awkward first dates, and infinite cliches. I seriously don't know how many profiles I can look at that say, "We'll fill in later," or "Just ask." And what's with all the Snapchat photos or pictures of people holding fish? I don't get it. Now, if you tried online dating and it worked for you, that's great. Awesome. But for the rest of us, anyway, if you're anything like me and find yourself among the ranks of the perpetually single, modern dating can really start to wear you down after a while. And you might start to question, is there something wrong with me? Well, I'm here to tell you three things. One, you're not alone. Two, sometimes no matter how well developed or good looking or successful you are or whatever, you might just be going through a spell of bad luck. And three, even the gods themselves experience this. So sit right back as I tell you of the great god Apollo's spectacularly bad luck in love. Now, there are some things you should know about the god Apollo. He was the god of light, poetry, music, prophecy, truth, archery, and sometimes healing. He was also exceptionally good looking, and he was a god. Needless to say, by all accounts, he was a catch, which makes his lack of success with the ladies even more puzzling. Apollo's first love was named Daphne. Now, Daphne was a nymph, and the type of girl who just doesn't give a Of course, this may have in part been due to Eros shooting her with a lead-tipped love arrow, which made her even more indifferent to Apollo's advances than she might have otherwise been. She just wasn't feeling a connection, you know? Haven't heard that before. Apollo, not realizing that she just wasn't that into him, but maybe being a bit too liberal with his expressions of affection, pursued her until she prayed to Gaia, or Mother Earth, and Daphne was then transformed into a laurel tree, a tree which then became sacred to Apollo. And that's why, if you like someone, you must never, ever, ever let them know. Of course, if someone is that not into you that they would rather be turned into a tree, awkward. Maybe it's time to move on and just realize that there are plenty of nymphs in the forest. In fact, I guess technically if they're dryads, then maybe all the trees would be nymphs. Bad metaphor, but you get my point. Apollo's next love was named Marpessa. Now, Marpessa was a princess and a granddaughter of Ares. She had been spirited away from her father, a king, against his wishes by a young charioteer named Idas. Now, Apollo, seeing this and falling madly in love with Marpessa, followed them. When he eventually caught up to them, Idas and Apollo got into a fight, which was only eventually broken up by Zeus himself. Zeus then made Marpessa choose between the two. Marpessa chose Idas. She reasoned that because she was mortal, eventually she was going to grow old and Apollo just wouldn't be interested in her anyway. Talk about a legendary case of it's not you, it's me. Which brings us to Cassandra. Cassandra was also a princess and the daughter of King Priam of Troy, the same King Priam who ended up losing the Trojan War. Cassandra was also very beautiful, and Apollo was putty in her hands. But in order to win her love, she asked Apollo for the gift of prophecy. Nothing says I love you like the gift of prophecy. Take that, diamond industry. Only after he had given it to her, Cassandra changed her mind and rejected Apollo. And Apollo was so upset about this that he cursed her that even though she had the second sight, no one would ever believe her when she made a prophecy. And lastly, we come to Coronis, another princess. I'm really starting to think he had a type. Apollo ended up getting her pregnant, but when he went away to do his godly duties, she was unfaithful to him. And when he found out, he was so angry that he sent his sister Artemis to kill her, which she did. Fortunately, their unborn child was saved at the last minute on her funeral pyre, and that child would grow up to become Asclepius, the god of healing and medicine. All that said, the good news is that Apollo eventually did find a woman to love him back. She was, wait for it, a princess and a fierce huntress named Kyrene, and she ended up bearing him 3 children. So the next time somebody ghosts you or goes for the D-bag with the designer stubble or the duck face, just pause and remember that even the god of f***ing light had to go through bullshit in his dating life. And if there's hope for Apollo, there's hope for all of us. So that's it. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate all of your support. And especially share this with any of your friends who might be single and who might just happen to be interested in mythology. Until next time.